Hi, my name is Stormy Benzie, and I'm here with Jayden, and today we are doing a activity over whose habitat is that. This is for language, method, and strategies, and today's date is April 29th, 2022. And this is a first grade lesson, so let's just get right into it. So, like I said, today we are going to be doing an activity over whose habitat is that. So just out of question, do you know what a habitat is? No? So a habitat is like where something lives. So, trying to think of it like, lions and tigers, they live in the forest, or maybe not tigers, but you see, I don't want to confuse you, but so, some animals live in like rainforests, like certain snakes and certain birds, while some animals live in the desert, like, again, certain snakes and birds, like owls and things like that. So it's like, so just ignore it. But all right, so before we do that, we're going to look at the pictures of the book, Whose Habitat Is It? Or Whose Habitat Is That? So I have it on the computer. So this is the first page. As we can see, it says Whose Habitat Is That? And it's got, and right here, this shows pictures of, as you can see, mountains. And it's got a bighorn sheep and a mountain goat. Let's see, yeah. While flipping through the pages, the first page is like, is there anything specific that you notice?
Bunny.
Right, yeah. Then it's like, these are different and different types live in different. We got a page where it looks a little drier. Looks like that might be a cactus. All right, so we were looking at pictures. So here's the next page. Anything you notice on that page?
Cactus?
I say, yeah, it was like, here's another page of another type of habitat.
Monkey.
I see, yeah, we're going to be going through, right now we're just looking at the pages. All right, and that's the last page. All right, so we went through the book. So like I said, again, we're going to watch the book, and we're going to watch the book, and after this I am going to use these cards, and I'm going to write some sentences, and then you're going to write some sentences about habitat.
Right.
Yep, we're going to write. So, but
I'm going to start build.
It's all right, but we're going to watch this now.
Okay.
Whose habitat is that? A habitat is the place where an animal lives. This is a mountain habitat. Bighorn sheep, mountain goat. Whose habitat is that? This habitat has a lot of ice. Whose habitat is that? Ermine, harp seal, Arctic wolf, snowshoe hare, polar bear.
So a hare is another word for rabbit.
This habitat has a lot of sand. Whose habitat is that? Pygmy owl, bobcat, fennec fox, desert tortoise, jackrabbit, armadillo. This habitat has a lot of rain. Whose habitat is that? Toucan, tree frog, sloth and baby, leopard, orangutan.
Right, the glare is kind of hard.
Match each animal with its habitat. Point to the animal and then point to its habitat.
So we're just pausing this because that's just the last little back page. So as we saw, now I'm just going to flip through it again. We got to see the first page, which was a mountain habitat.
Yeah.
The mountain habitat, again, had that bighorn sheep and a mountain goat.
And it kept on repeating itself.
Well, because that's how the book goes. That's habitat has a lot of ice. Whose habitat is that? That's just how it goes. Yep.
It kept these there.
Yep, that's all right. But let's keep focused. All right, so This, you know, this is called the Arctic. When we see they have a bunch of eyes and a bunch of snow, and these are all Arctic animals. We got polar bears, Arctic wolf, a snowshoe hare. Do you know what kind of habitat this one's called? Remember you said there was a cactus. Do you know what it is? What kind of places have cactuses? Do you know? Deserts? Do deserts have cactuses? So yeah, so this is a desert habitat, and these are the animals that the desert. And this one, like I said, it's a forest, but it's a rainforest, you know, and it's got.
I didn't even see the frog.
It
was small.
Yeah, he's hiding over here. He's small. But all right, so those, like I said, those are different habitats. So I have got these habitat cards here. And so I'm going to start off with separating these cards into the right habitat. So these are the 3 habitats that we saw in our book. We had a mountain, a desert, a rainforest, and the Arctic, which I lost that. Here it is. Nope, that's not right. I lost the Arctic. I did not have it separated like I was supposed to. I'm going to have to pause this for a second. I lost the other. All right, so I got these down here now. That's so we can see them. Contacts out of the way. All right, so we've got these, and now I have these.
Can't see that one.
Lists. So we're going to do this together. It's okay. It's hard to read them, but it's the Arctic, mountains, desert, and the rainforest. So now we have these, and I'm just going to mix them up, and me and you, we're going to separate these together as partners. So I'm just going to give you a part of them, and we're going to try to remember from our story, and if we have to, we can switch back to pages in our book to help us remember what animal belongs to which one of these habitats. So what's the first animal that you have? So, you say bobcat. I was like, what is it?
Bobcat.
Bobcat. All right. So, do you remember where a bobcat was? Was it in the Arctic where it was snowy? Do you think that there was a cat there? No. What about in the rainforest? I was like, I know. You think it was in the rainforest? I was like, we have these up here, like I said, and we can look back if we have to.
I think it's that one.
But let's put it closer. They're labeled, so that actually says leopard.
Nope.
So let's see. I think bobcat. We're looking at through our book. I was like,
right there.
So which one does that go in? What does that look like? Do you remember what that was when it has the cactus and all this sand? Yep, good job. The desert. Let's flip that around so we can see it. All right, so I'll go. So polar bear. Do we remember where polar bear was? Was it where it was rainy? In the mountains? Where it was snowy?
Snowy.
Snowy. All right, good job. I'm going to change this up a little bit. I'm just going to read them for you, and then I'll let you sort them. That way we're doing it together. All right, so this was the pygmy owl. Do you remember any of these habitats what habitat is that? You can look. Remember, it's the cactus with the sand.
Desert.
So desert. Good job. So here, I'll let you put that where it goes. All right. So then our next one is leopard. And this one we just talked about. I'll switch pages if we have to, but do you remember where the leopard went? Was it because remember the leopard's kind of like another big cat. So do you remember?
Rainforest?
Yeah, good job. Yep. I was like, if I need to flip back in pages, I will, but we're trying it. Okay,
I was just thinking.
Yep, yeah.
And I guessed it.
Yep, you were thinking. So.
Yep, right there.
Right there. I was showing you the way that you got it right. So then this next one.
What is that?
It's a sloth. It's hard to see. So.
Oh, I see its booty.
Yeah, they hang upside down. So.
And they move slowly.
Very slowly. Yep. So the next one is toucan. So toucan is a big bird. So what?
Found it.
So what do you think it is, though? Tell me. What is it?
Rainforest.
Rainforest. Good
It's
job.
right there.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, that's when we're in school and we're doing
Can
homework.
you put them on here?
Well, it makes it easier. I don't want to accidentally get mixed up with the ones we've done and the ones we haven't done. So, all right. So this next one, this might be because it's a jackrabbit. And I remember that there were actually 2 habitats that had types of rabbits in them. Do you remember? But this one was the jack one. One was a snowshoe hare, and one is a jackrabbit. Do you remember where the jackrabbit went? I was like, if we have to, we can slip through pages until we see where we find it. I was like,
Found it.
okay, so what?
Right there.
So what habitat is that?
Right here.
And what is it, though?
Desert.
Desert. Good job. Let's see. All right. So then our next one is armadillo. So this one's kind of a funny animal. So they have a really hard shell. So say if you can, and then what is it? Oh, in the habitat.
Desert.
Desert. Good job. Yep.
It's pointing to it. Armadillo.
Good job. All right. So our next one is a bighorn sheep. Oops, I'm dropping stuff. Do you remember where the bighorn sheep was? See, it might give us a hint by what we haven't done yet. That's another hint. I was like, if we had to get you don't have to point out, just tell me. I was like, but what habitat? Just tell me the habitat it is. Just by looking at it, what would you say?
Mountain.
Good job. Yep. So,
there's nothing in the mountain.
Right. So.
But now there is.
All right. So now we've got a tree frog. Do you remember where we saw that tree frog? I know we said we saw this. What is it?
Rainforest.
Rainforest. Good job.
It's huge.
Yes.
This is probably all the rainforest.
All right. So next one is snowshoe hare. Remember how I said hare was another name for a rabbit? Where do we think the snowshoe hare was? Where do we remember seeing that? Was it where it was snowy? Was it in the mountains? Was it where the sand is? Or was it in the rainforest? It's okay. We don't need it. It's just a little tear. Yeah, I'll flip the picture. So yeah, so we have the mountains. We had the Arctic.
Oh, found it.
All right. So where was we think that is? Is that right? I was like, I don't know. Looking at that picture, what do we see in that picture? I think I see a lot of snow and ice. Yep. So that means it's the Arctic. Yeah, because the Arctic is snowy and icy. The mountains.
That's actually called the Arctic.
That is called the Arctic. Yeah. All right. So mountain goat. That one almost kind of these last two almost give away where they go. Mountain goat. And so what does that go? Where does it go?
Mountain.
Mountains. And then this last one, like I said, they kind of give it away. An Arctic wolf. So where do we think an Arctic wolf would go?
Arctic.
Yeah, probably in the Arctic. That was a good thinking.
Yep.
Yep.
I see it. Right
Yep. And that's why it's like I had our book up there, so if we needed to reference it, because when you're in school,
it even says it.
yeah,
Arctic wolf.
it does.
Arctic.
You're right. That's why I said the same thing with the mountain goat. It kind of gave it away right there. Let's see what we're